barely, ever so slightly, not getting these kills in one poke. If I drop points out of Dex and went to Stranded, these would all be single pokes. I would just be dead, 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 dead. Ooh, bad spacing there. It's okay. Heal up. Okay, so we killed him. Tall ladder. I'm going to go down this ladder for a dog, and then side for a bunch of weak enemies, as well as a shortcut. There it is. You can see this whole area is filled with these dudes. Open this up and we're going to be dying. It's nice little shortcut right here. That's that ladder we went up, so I'm going to go through here instead. Doesn't save us a ton of time, but it does save a little bit. Then, so here we're going to have one of those page guys that moves at the right here in the boss battle. Great shield should hard counter this guy pretty hard. This is going to bounce off all the time. There's a health thing, that's what's making all that noise. What we're going to do is use this doorway to make these beasts move. A little easier to fight. We're just going to scoot back. They're going to come right on over here. And this should actually be fantastic for giant full coverage door. If you're a caster, once they get in front of the door, you can basically just kind of sit here and cast and you'll be able to take them out. If you're a melee ability, you can do that. It's not standing. So this is what I did not want. This is the whole reason I recommend it. Because with both aggro, then things get a little bit tricky. that. So one at a time, they're not both of them jumping all over you. And obviously, we don't have any use of heals like I said. Not going to be a concern, because we got red scare right here. Knock him off, that'll give us a bunch of last set. Let's see, we're going to grab a sleeping cord, let's look at our bodies over here. This is the crate room. Snap it up for 6. That. Out this way. Now we're kind of going back. Let's see if we can get that. Snap it up. Oh, another change that's interesting. So we got the battle hammer in the previous episode. It's not that I use it for most of the Let's Play. Instead of that, though, the battle hammer has been replaced, and you are retroactively given Banished Knight Tangible. So I actually tested this guy. He's not too bad. He's very, very tanky. I think he's tankier than Fellas. The damage is pretty solid, so if you're looking for like the upfront kind of melee bro as you're summoning, he's definitely not a bad choice. He's not going to do insane amounts of damage, but the dude has a very respectable amount of stats. So next time out this way, just do these pair of waves. Frosty. And on more barricade stuff over there, but first we're just going to try and go up here. There's actually a grace right that way if you're like really desperate for one, you can run, but I think it's worth just going up here and getting this stuff first. Where do we go? Ladder going. Here, we can head up top of 130, room 3, and 75. Tell you what, I'm definitely liking how hard that is. That's quite nice. Here's a pumpkin. Stuff over there. Frosty. Head on up. There's more barricade stuff over there, but first we just want to try and go up here. There's actually a grace right that way. If you're like really desperate for one, you can run, but I think it's worth just going up here and getting this done first. Where do we go? Ladder one. Going here is a pumpkin head up. Top of Flame Bridge, room 3, and 75. Oh, man. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm definitely liking how hard that hits. That's quite nice. Lambert, which is, if you're looking for a new greatsword, definitely a solid choice. Good reach, has built-in bleed. It's just all around good weapon. Lambert's just been good for a long time. Smithing stone, and then we go all the way up here, and we'll get another one. Which I think after we're done this area, yes, I think I'm 1 smithing 5 short of us upgrading our weapon again for the boss, so I might swing out somewhere to grab one of those. Do not drop down that way, take the ladder back down to gravity fall. Yeah, we are 1 short. Should be good. Might as well get as many upgrades as possible from the boss. And obviously, you know, at this point, many of you are going to be running a plus 10 weapon already following that. Most people probably are, but maybe there's some people that just don't want to use a unique weapon and they want something like this. So that is why I'm still working with it. Should be fine with 5. We have enough that we can get a level as well. Yes, I'm just going to do strength for the time being since I'm using cold on this. I'll probably respec in the near future anyway. Do a Iron Maiden that'll run you down. Now, if there was going to be a Iron Maiden that'll run you down, honestly, I would just ignore this guy. Things are a pain in the ass to begin with. If you want to fight it, you can be a little cheeky and fight it from the door right here. We want to come in here, Red Hot Wet Blade. That is going to let us enchant our weapon with either fire or flame arc. Yeah, this thing can actually hit you through the door too. I would just leave it. I mean, they're not even really worth top. This is actually like a good little bit through the castle. The only thing we get out of this at the end, smithing 6 in the chest once we get to the very end of it. We've got a nice shield boost shield with that. We haven't even used barricade yet. That's supposed to be the ball. Decides to do some crazy stuff, we'll be able to barricade with this. Should allow us to tank. Probably, I don't know. I'm actually curious. I think we may be able to tank some of these craziest stuff that the boss does. They pop 6 with a boss battle. So this boss fight it's basically a DPS race to a certain extent. I'd suggest having a parry shield. Hopefully you're good at parrying, it's going to help greatly. But we need to fight a misbegotten champion, and then we also need to fight a Crucible Knight. If you can kill the misbegotten before the Crucible Knight spawns, that's going to be ideal. You can parry both of them. I'm not sure on the parry timing of the misbegotten. It's still too wild for me, but you know, you should be fine with this out. See all these, how much are you getting? Plus, big guys to show up. 100 up. What do I have? I have 84 FP. So this plus Stormclock. Pretty sure Stormclock actually. We're going to be getting through something soon anyway. I just need a Stormhawk to be a brief distraction while I kill this guy, and then I can focus on that other dude. Technique. Ah! Should've. Critical. I'm gonna get it. Come on. Oh my god! This man is being clowned on right now. With the buckler. The more I play, the more I realize I'm just not good with the buckler. Medium shields have similar frames here to the small. Small is a little bit better. But anyway, accomplishing this will get you the Ruin's Greatsword, which not only is one of the legendary armaments, but one of the best strength weapons in the game. Gotta have 16 int for it, but this thing does a massive, massive weapon art that just unleashes devastation. Which actually, if I have the int thing, I don't. Oh no, hang on. I want to show this to you. Because my strength gang, I would recommend it. It's pretty good. So very heavy to check this thing out. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Like honestly, I think it is. You know, in terms of all the strength weapons, easily top 5. Super strong weapon art. Weapon art is going to be fantastic all around. But so with this done, you can go over this way. You'll notice that this area is all nice and quiet, and that's because we need to trigger the Festival of the Dawn, which has not started up yet. So from here, we are going to be talking to Ronnie. You remember I kept y'all away from that, held off. And the main reason I held off is because I wanted to go through this area first in particular. One, because strength builds get access to Ruin's Greatsword, which is just an absolutely fantastic weapon to have, and one that can carry you up to the end of the game. Fun fact, Wave of Destruction, that's physical damage too. So that's going to do a ton of damage, doesn't matter. On top of that, we got the Red Hot Whetstone, we got a couple of upgrade mats, so just this is also what we needed. What is happening? So we are going to be getting a lot of NPC quest progress in this episode. Working on Ronnie's quest line, working on the quest line for Thea and Rogier. And I'm going to be starting here from the Portal of Moon-Gazing Grounds. Now we're going to go grab Ronnie's tower first, and then jump back on over to the Portal. We are still short to upgrade this, but I went ahead and as well as this guy. My fairy ship. The first thing you'll notice is there's going to be a dragon as we run towards this tower. Point out there are 3 towers. There's one here. That's Rena's Rise. This is Ryan's Rise. And there's some of this is. We want to head towards this one. We're going to mark that up. A dragon is going to show up, and you don't need to kill him. You just got to get him to about 50%. We fight him much later. He's much, much stronger. He also gets access to the best sorceries in the game. But for now, just beat him down and get him to leave so that he's not going to be in this area causing trouble. If you want, you can rear summon. It's not going to be good. Why not? Make it a little easier. As always, I like the head strap. These will come after you, even if you, well, they can't hit you there, but it looks like he messed up and shot him right into the ground. Was it the hardest part about this initial fight with Adula? It's just the positioning of the fight. There we go. And he should be leaving. So you probably saw something new there. That is Sword Dance. Really fun weapon art. 2 very quick swings, and then you do a third that comes down as well. Solid ability. Figured I would go with that over Don. But anyway, him down, continue along. There's a bunch of stuff in this area. We're gonna grab it. I just want to bang out all the quest stuff first, because I know a lot of people have been like, "What about the NPC quests?" Like, we're getting to trust me. It just takes a while. I also lowered the music volume in the game very slightly, so some boss fights can get a little hard to hear.
But I have no memory of inconvenient invitation. No reason in particular, though intriguing. Wilt thou enter into my service?
Here.
I am the witch Rani. I stole death long ago, and search now for the dark path, that I might one day upend the whole of it.
Alright, so at this point we are going to
rid the world of all that came before. Well, has that roused thy interest?
Head over towards Thea. We're going to get a hug, talk to her in secret. And you may remember that in a previous episode we went and we got... had to hold her and then... have Finn. And to be honest, do any of this stuff, you can still do the Ronnie quest line without doing this. But a lot of people want to know like the lore and whatnot, so I'm trying to guide you through the steps. So now we're going to... Smart, D hunting. A lot of people here that make things you hear. Boom. The steps involved with the Thea quest line. You are sent over here. Black Knife, work the button. Basically tells you to, you know, the witch behind the Knight of the Black Eye involved. You were sent over here by the Duke, so you know you must be Ronnie the Witch behind the Knight of the Black Knives. She'll say that. Where'd the body go? She basically tells you that, you know, I'll be gone. Tells you to screw off. You also notice I sent the elevator back down already. That was on purpose, because we need to get back to the ground floor. Now, so if you're doing the quest, and you talk to Rogier, he's like, go find Ronnie. And you talk to Ronnie. She tells you to screw off. And you come back here, talk to him again.
I would have thee join him. I have
say that Ronnie cast off a curse mark. Go through that dialogue. And he is going to tell you, like, hey, you can enter her service.
Speak thou needst not indulge.
So now that we've talked to him, we can go back to Ronnie once again. and then say, hey, I want to enter your service. And she goes, you know, enter my service and find the first mark, fine, whatever. If you're going to serve me, that's okay. So if for some reason this quest isn't progressing, that's what you have to do. Another thing worth mentioning, I've seen a lot of people say that Blake was attacking them. If for some reason quests aren't advancing, and NPCs are telling you, like, you know, I will have nothing to do with you, be gone, or something like that, if they're hostile, you want to go on over here to the Church of Vows, and you want to ask for absolution. You should be able to do this as long as you have one of these, which we do have one right now. So we'll get a lot more of those in the coming episodes. But if for some reason this quest isn't working, you can try and go get your sins absolved and then come back, and hopefully things should fix up. So you can see now we have a I wish to serve you option.
See if I can't. Don't keep me waiting.
Talk to her again.
I see.
We're
Yes.
talking to
Yes,
her. We need to go down and talk to all of her followers. So ride the elevator down. There's 3 people. She did. Come over here and talk to Sullivan. Now we need to go back up top of the Ronnie and talk to her some more.
I reside. Common pain should you. If it were, I reside in.
As long as we have slumber, we are done there. So now there is a bunch of stuff we're going to do around here. Items we're going to get.
I shall soon enter my slumber, and it will be some time before I wake. This doll's body is not without its hindrances still. I have high hopes for thee. I look forward to the good news when I arrive.
Room, we have ice in this ash of water. We have a quest for Celibus that will give us access to some really nice sorceries. And this is why we want to make that dragon so that we can just kind of freely go around and explore. So we're going to go like right here, and right around here. So our next 2 steps. So we're going to go like right here, and then right around here. Those are our next 2 steps. The first one, a little tricky to find. It's going to be a hidden like false border. You kind of notice it once you get close. Here, what is it? Smack that. Drop inside. This is where Celibus keeps all of its pockets. This is actually tied to a quest line that's much later. Well, not much later, but later involving her. False wall there. Go ahead and interact with this. So this is Pocket Touch. That's going to trigger some additional dialogue with Celibus. So there's a false wall there. Go ahead and interact with this. So this is Pocket Touch. That's going to trigger some additional dialogue with Celibus. Head on out. Here we're going to go to the second one. And just kind of ride in this direction until you hear the shine of the beetle. This. And that will give you chilling mist, which is pretty nice. It's going to do a wave of mist that will go out, and then after that wave, you'll also be enchanted with ice on the weapon. So not bad. It's going to give you a small tank power, give you a good chance to get the boss fight off. From there, we're going to go over here. So this is that. Actually, you know what? Before we go to Celibus, we're going to advance a little bit well, no, we got to come to him a few times, so we can just talk to him now. We'll go do the other thing. Plus, there's some loot we can grab there. So we'll put that one now.
Well, did you not feel? Perhaps I'd like you to feel.
Distance.
Good. Now I shall come back.
This is a potion that turns someone into a puppet. There's a couple different things you can do with this. We're going to be discussing it in just a second. We're going to take the forward. For that, though, head on up here. Go to the memory stone. For the chat, really like that they did this, because previously you had to just like invest a ton into mine that has spell slots. Really like the memory stone approach. Over here. Let's jump to the wall. And then we get light space mask, so now we can do the things. So after this, we're going to head back to the round table board. And we need to go talk to Gideon.
Well, wonderful. Make the journey to the capital.
So let's talk about this potion. Well, actually, let's go through his dialogue first. So go talk to Gideon.
Is that potion what Advati sells? Oh, the round table. Oh.
We mentioned secret medallions to him since we have half of that. And then show him Selvist's potion.
Find the hell she hides in she knows. Find the hell she hides in it, she knows the location.
We can back out of this for now. And so now you'll be able to get that prompt. You can see it said give him the potion. So there's a couple different options here. The first being give it to Gideon. And by the way, all three of these will complete Selvist's quest line. So regardless of which you choose, you'll be okay. It's also not related to platinum at all, so do whatever you want. Well, let me see. Quest as a which I believe. Well, the choice for whatnot, it can get to the social realm. Also going to look on down, and then I go here to the social riverbank. Now, while we're here, one thing to point out, y'all might remember the merchant over here. You should make sure that you buy the cookbook from him. We're not going to need it right this second, but we're going to need oil pots, and it comes from that cookbook. Y'all might remember the merchant over here. here, you should make sure that you buy the cookbook from him. We're not going to need it right this second, but we're going to need oil pots, and it comes from that cookbook. And we're going to need the now, while we're here, one thing to point out, y'all might remember the merchant over here. You should make sure that you buy the cookbook from him.
A customer. Goodbye. Till...
We're not going to need it right this second, but we're going to need oil pots, and it comes from that cookbook. And we're going to need those for a part for another quest that's coming up in a little bit. So we're just kind of running right over there. You can see Blade just hanging out. Killing those three so they don't stay aggro on me. Talk to him. He wants you to help settle this, so we're going to work on back over to Rhymus Rise. Right out here. Head over to Celadus Tower. Just around the corner. There we go, we can see it. It's from straight over there.
Very well. Knowledge, I doubt, if you put your mind.
So, just walking up to him, we've now completed that quest. He has some really good stuff here. So, for a mage, this is one of my favorite mage abilities. It's really nice. Like, in terms of, like, your quick game that you fill on out, this is my favorite.
The task was
Very
left
cheap
not
to fall
only
out
are
of
you
and build up boss
incompetent.
fight.
Well, now's as good a time. There's a glintstone she owes me. I asked. I'll write you a
Using
letter.
this is just like set and forget. But carrying the balance.
You break into a man's crawfish fine and well.
It'll be high, but
Fair,
you know,
I believe that
it's
makes
a
you
big
yearn
defense.
for it. Well, but perhaps
During retaliation, we actually already have it on stage. So don't think that one's worth getting. But highly, highly recommend this if you are playing as a coach. Besides that, we're going to ask him about Nocturne, to sell him as the body that we found trapped with all his puppets, and then about their chambers.
you break your fish fine and well. You trick me if I believe that makes you yearn. Well, no, but perhaps now.
Now we get to choose 2 points. So, Finger Maiden Carolina. This is kind of like a backline support. She's going to throw holy water pots and these healing incantations. Not terrible, but, you know, not exactly the best. Jarrite, super squishy, but honestly one of the funnier summons. This guy will throw a ton of pots, and not just like normal pots, like he'll throw poison pots, bleach pots, explosive pots, rock. If you're playing some of them, show me, yeah, to help me out. I'm going to try to Night about Aries Blue Wolf with that. Oh, there's the pot. But don't, besides this puppet, the water, Aries, probably, they target him, whereas I'm fine with them targeting me, so, this, I don't think I read it. Anyway, next we need to go over here to the Waypoint Ruin Cellar, so Cell should be there. Once again, if she's not, she attacked her for some reason, request the absolution. But requesting absolution once, it should fix up any NPC quest lines that you messed up. So go on and talk to her.
To become a sorcerer.
Show the letter of introduction.
Oh, well, some of
She's going to mention that, you know, Celadus sucks. She doesn't like
now,
him.
And so too.
And from there, we're done. She has now, that has effectively triggered the festival. Now we can go and we can do, let's see. Effectively triggered the festival. Now we can go and we can do, we're done. Let's see. Okay, real fast. I'm just going to turn in some scrolls we've had sitting in our inventory for a bit. I'll talk about those spells. And I think we might go kill a couple of bell-bearing guys. With a scroll. So the Conceptus Scroll, I think that got us these. So I know Star Shower is a decent spell. We already got Comet, so this is just a weaker version of that. Magic Glint Blades aren't terrible, decent in PvP. People don't see them coming. And then this is just a weaker form of the spell we just unlocked with some of this. That takes care of that. Let's try and get some of these ball-bearing hunters out of the way. I know there's a bunch of them.
Repented is the order of this miracle, and so to restore, to experience absolute. You know, it's a famed when he and as such.
And most of the time you just get like that until 9th. Half right now. Let's see. Yeah, the turtle's still there. If the turtle's there, it means he hasn't spawned. And then there's one in the Royal Capitals. But whatever. And then the War Master. Shack. I think all the locations. War Master Shack, Church of Vows, Isolated Merchant. Like that one. This one is the easiest. Or did we kill this one already? We might have. Let me just to make sure. Yeah, nighttime, past time, you do the same thing. Go to nightfall, rest, and then re-trigger it. This one, a lot of people have been dying to this guy. All right, well, either way, we are, let me just check my notes. So we did the Memory Stone with Red Main Castle. Well, we can go merchant, talk to Blade. Almost time for the Red Main Festival. Well, we can go get the precursor to the festival going. So head on over here, Red Main Castle Plaza. So we could probably just kill Radon this episode, just get him out of the way. Talk to Blade.
Thought I might find you here, I must admit. I was a little worried, but it looks like you're still in one piece. You must have heard by now that Starscourge Radon awaits fate in stasis. So now,
also, talk to her, you'll get an emote. Choose vows.
the strongest of them all. The way ahead is pleasingly simple.
This guy's going to do a whole speech about how the festival for Radon is here. Before we go into this, we want to spend our souls for sure. Let me see what we got. We're going to pop some of the larger souls. So this guy is in one-shot things before this fight. Health is going to be your best friend. I would suggest at least 40 vigor. You don't want to go into this fight with less than 40 vigor. You're going to have a bad time. Beyond that, 17,000 short. Jeez. Let's see if I can even get that. Oh yeah, I can get that. Really test this fight without 43 spec. But if you're like split between like your damage focus into crossbow, we're going to want a crossbow, and then we're going to want to have.
Is it time? No.
Also make rock foam. They're going to go into a secondary slot. That's going to help. Spiral Horn is going to help here. This is where this barricade great shield is going to come into place. We're going to want that. Have your weapon obviously as high as it possibly can. Radigan's Sword Seal, it's going to cause you to take more damage here, but I think for my build at least, it's going to be worth it because I'm pretty sure if I take that off, I go with heavy on. Yeah. So we'll keep that on. Besides that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's like incredibly important for this fight. No. I think there's anything else that's besides that, yeah, for my build at least, it's going to be worth it. Worth it because we should have taken that off like that. Yeah. So we'll keep that on. Besides that, I don't think there's anything else incredibly important for this fight. Nah, I think we're in good shape. Let's take him down.
Champions, welcome. The stars of a light.
Talk to him, ready as I'll ever be. He's going to give you a really good lesson that I'll let y'all watch my
demigod of the shattering awaits you.
I was hoping to
Are you good in the festival?
considering everything we just did is like the triggers in.
Before we begin, allow me to paint you the full picture. General Radon is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by Melania's scarlet rot, his wits are long gone. Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog.
howling at the sky.
Alternatively, if you rent the trigger, you can
We must make
every Equinox festival. So, that's a lot of souls and upgrade mats and everything else.
The
It's
rebels
all these people
begin.
waiting there.
The
Everything is
celebration
the doors are
of
locked,
war.
and this is all that's happening. It's all these people waiting there for the Renan festival. So, that's a lot of souls. So, when you got to this castle, everything is half the doors are locked, and then this is all that's happening. It's all these people waiting there for the Renan festival. So, that's a lot of souls and upgrade mats and everything else that we got before going into this fight. One last thing before we go, I highly recommend an opening bubble tier here. It's going to help a lot, especially once you get to the phase 2, because it'll stop you from getting one shot. So, yeah, basically, I mean, technically there's 3 phases, but there's, I think you can break it down into 2. It starts off on his horse. Second phase, I guess, would be him pulling out his swords. Third phase would be after he decides to go all Valstrap side, which you'll see what I'm talking about in a bit. This is also like a raid battle. There are a ton of summons, like NPC summons. Basically, everyone that's gathered in that plaza, you can summon, and I would suggest you do so. We're going to be doing like kind of a blow by blow here. This is going to be going rather quickly, but it's that kind of fight. So right at the start, we're going straight toward these things right here. That's going to block the initial arrow he shoots. Run on over this way, get the sight thing to block the next arrow. Oh no! The sight's missed. Instead of doing that one, it's time to get out of the way. First, this is a run out. If he's charging up a shot, you don't want to be able to shoot. You just want to roll through. Now we're close enough to be in back road. It's kind of waiting. Now wait for everyone else to go there. This is the move. Waiting. You can see patches return to as well. Patches will always do that. We're not particularly worried about patches. It's just easier to snag every time. So anyway, after that, Comet's going to fall. That is going to open up our path to Nocron, which is where we're going to go in the next episode. God, I didn't even get to show like half those moves that killed me so fast. I feel bad. When I'll talk to these NPCs, I'm going to talk a little bit more about his moveset, because he has a lot of stuff that's super deadly, but he just got his ass beat. The crazy is better than this. Look at the plus 10 play. Talk to him. Go on over here and talk to Alexander. If you've missed most of his quest until now, this is one of like the key points. Like if you've missed him a bunch of times, he's probably sitting here on the battlefield waiting for you to talk to him. Once you get to like that just your waypoint, that's what you want. So go on to Disgrace. And we're going to head all the way up here. So there's a couple things. In this phase 1, Ju, there we're done. She is now that has effectively triggered the festival. Now we can go and we
Can't
can
find
do
Radana's holding back something of that scale. He was a living legend if
let's
ever I saw
see.
one. And the path has now been cleared to Nottingham, where Rani's fate will be decided. Let's meet where the
Fast, I'm
falling
just going to
star
turn in
will
some
take up
scrolls
our
we've been
souls
sitting in our
once more.
inventory for a bit. We'll talk about those spells. And I think we might go kill a couple of bell-bearing guys.
Hello
Scroll.
there. It was a battle marvelously fought. You are well and truly a champion, friend. I, on the other hand, one hit was after that, and as such... as luck would have it, if I can just let you know, the bodies found here are exceedingly fine. Who could expect any less from the very warriors who fought him? Just you wait. The body, who could expect...
Once you get to like that just you waypoint, that's what you want from him. Let's go and hit this grace. And then we're going to head all the way up here and grab the War Day Catacombs. So here's a couple things. In this phase 1, he's usually supposed to do like a gravity slam. That's why I said you want to always stay behind him in the fight. If you're in front of him, it's a lot harder. In phase 2, after the comet, there's a couple key things to watch out for. You have smaller gravity balls you can send flying at you. Gravity stuff is physical damage, so you can block that with the Great Shield using Barricade. Those big rocks that he summoned out, those will do insane amounts of damage if they connect. So your best bet is either going to be blocking them with Barricade, dodging them with very well-timed rolls, or using the hill. You see the rocks coming. If you can get low enough on the hill that they crash into the hill instead of hitting you, that can work. He also has an attack where he basically jumps up in the air and then comes spiraling towards you in a whirlwind. Your best bet there is probably just going to be getting out of the way, like hauling ass. And you can obviously summon your horse up at any time in that fight. You have all the other summons. Actually, right back over here, where Leif and Alexander were, where we were fighting most of the fight, there are a bunch of additional summon signs. And even if these guys die, you can summon them back in. So just keep an eye out on the summon signs in the battlefield. In fact, if you're really, really worried about fighting him, you can run around just picking up summon signs for almost the entire fight, and the summons will do most of the damage. That's what as that reduces some. I think that's it. Knock run. We gotta do a kill shot, 3 blade. Check. It's another. Yeah. You know what? No, we're gonna do a couple more things. More things just to keep it on this episode. So over here at Deal Lake South. More things just to keep it on this episode. So over here at Deal Lake South. Talking to Blade will advance his quest line. And, that's kind of spoiler territory, but you're watching a walkthrough. Blade is actually a shadow of Ronnie, and he's programmed to like kill her. He's an assassin. Ronnie being an Empyrean, if she was ever to defy the will of the Two Fingers, Blade would be the one that takes her on out. So you can hear the howling. He's been trapped down here. So go on and talk. Open the jail up, let him out. After that, we can go on over to Lord E.G. over here. I'll just give us a little bit of lore about that.
General Radan, unlocking the stars. The general was blighted by scarlet rot and driven to madness. But not long ago, he was hailed as the mightiest demigod of them all. There is no parallel to your achievement. No thanks to you. Lady, rescend underground and make it yours. I presume very well. The two fingers gave Blythe to Lady Rani as a faithful follower. But if Lady Rani, as a shadow, will that such is his destiny, it pains me so.
So there's the lore. We can also pick up this at this point. Not a bad thing, lowering the FP consumed by skills. Let's go ahead and grab that. After that, we're going to head on over, we're going to mark this. We're going to head on over here to the artist shack. And this is going to continue Alexander's quest chain. This is also what we needed to have that oil pot for. So go ahead and make one up real fast. And I might run into Jarbo real fast just to see if that new NPC is there yet. I think we might need Alexander's quest a little bit farther first, but we can check. Should get over here. There he is. So he's stuck again. Same thing. We got to whack him in the bottom. But he needs to be oiled up.
Can you hear me?
Up him out.
Me. I'm stuck.
Usually you would just smack him, and then he says, no, hold off, I'm hurting. I need something to be slippery. You can just do it in advance, so oil him.
Hello? As you can. Would you mind help? My thanks. You know what to do. Give me a good smile. Don't worry, I'm stuck back. Just... Please. Wait. No, I don't think you can... Let's think. What... My thanks. As a token. There were countless oil jars back where I went. Yes, no, it is. How? I can feel to walk the path. I'm headed. I can strengthen. I will I'm headed. I can strengthen. I will forge myself.
That's like a nice piece. Yep. Forge myself in flames. Just looking to hear from him. Go into Jarbo just to see if it's there. Yes, it is. We've been talking about it a couple of times. Say, yes, I'll be your pot mate. He's going to look at your hands. He's going to say your hands are a little bit too rough. You can't take care of us. Again, we're just going to advance his dialogue up a little bit here, because he ties into Hazo's quest line. Even though we murdered everything here, he's still around. We're going to be going into Knockdown. We'll be starting from Fort Pine West. Next episode, if you want, feel free to head on down. It's kind of like a muffin trip. It's pretty obvious. You can see this, a bunch of debris floating in a giant hole. That's where we're going to be going. But stay tuned. We'll have more coming your way shortly, and I'll catch you all then. Is that welcome on back? And before we head into Knockdown, what is happening? Welcome on back. And before we head into Knockdown, what is happening? What is happening? Welcome on back. As you can see, this, a bunch of debris floating in a giant hole. That's what we're going to do. But that is where we will wrap up. So, from here, we are going to be going into Knockdown. We'll be starting from Fort Pine West. Next episode, if you want, feel free to head on down. It's kind of like a one-man trip. It's pretty obvious. You can see us down. So, from here, we are going to be going into Knockdown. We'll be starting from Fort Hyatt West in the next episode. If you want, feel free to head on down. It's kind of like a one-man trip. It's pretty obvious. You can see us, a bunch of debris floating in a giant hole. That's what we're going to do. Stay tuned. We'll have more coming your way shortly, and I'll catch you all then. What is happening?